An update now on the Connecticut burial plot that was offered to the family of the Boston bombing suspect Tamerlan Tsarnaev. Well, we have now learned that Tsarnaev has been laid to rest at an undisclosed location outside of Worcester, Massachusetts. Now the man who offered up his plot in Hamden has another idea about who should be buried there. News 8's Kim Pierce live in our newsroom this midday with the latest on that. Ken.
And Keith, that man's name is Paul Keene. He's a Yale Divinity School graduate, former Hamden resident. He offered that plot to the Tsarnaev family on his blog, which for some reason is called The Anti-Yale. Yesterday, he put up a new post in the form of an open letter to the mayor of Hamden. And in that, he made an offer that people with loved ones in that cemetery like a lot better. Paul Keene owns a couple more plots next to where his parents are buried. Earlier this week, he offered to make one the final resting place of Boston Marathon bombing suspect Tamerlan Tsarnaev.
My initial thought was, how could someone take that approach? How could an American take that approach?
Folks like Sandy Marinholtz, who have family in the Mount Carmel burying grounds, were outraged. A TV station in Vermont, where Keene now lives, tracked him down doing yard work.
I had the 2 extra cemetery plots, and I thought, okay, I'll offer one. Nobody else is.
Well, others did offer, and now Tsarnaev is buried in Massachusetts. And on his blog, Paul Keene now has a different idea: donate the plots to U.S. soldiers who can't afford them.
I think that's a phenomenal idea. I think there's a lot of people that can't afford to be in a cemetery, and they're deserving.
Gretchen Hayden's son is buried at Mount Carmel. She was relieved by Keene's change of heart. Keene says he'll give the plots to the Hamden mayor's office to use for those who, quote, died in the service of our country. They will be in good company, as plenty of those already here served their country too.
The veterans that are here in this cemetery that rest in peace also fought for freedom of speech. And Mr. Keene is entitled to his opinions. He's entitled to speak the way that he'd like to. However, we were in disagreement with it because this is our cemetery and our family here.
And speaking of family, Paul Keene's latest blog post is an open letter to his own mother, long since deceased, for Mother's Day. And he talks about the people who publicly praised his decision to offer the plot next to her to the Boston bombing suspect, and writes on here that his mother would certainly accept with untroubled heart the lost and publicly despised son of another mother. Live in the newsroom, I'm Kent Pierce, News 8.